Well, hello everybody out there. I'm here to say hello and happy birthday to old friend Duane. I'll never forget the power that came from his eyes when we were playing together, standing next to each other, looking into each other's eyes in the back of the studio, playing electric guitar with no amps, and still digging it all, and showing each other licks and having fun.
He was one of those people that was not going to be denied. You could just tell it. You know, I mean, you could tell it when you talked to him and you hung out with him, had a beer with him or something. And I mean, as far as the Allman Brothers are concerned, I mean, from the minute that band got together, I knew that they were going to be a big band, largely because Duane was not going to accept anything but.
As soon as I met him, it was like I forgot about my goal was going to New York to be a jazz musician. And then a couple of days later, playing with Duane, and then when Barry got there, 2 weeks later or something, the three of them, I realized that my trip to New York to play in a jazz band and starve to death doing that, since I loved that I was already doing it. And Duane and Barry was that connection that made me realize a whole lot of things.
You just knew this guy here is important. He's got something to say. And as it turns out, he may be the only real genius that I ever knew. For a fact, was a genius. Got to know well enough to know he was a genius. And had he not been a famous guitar player, he would have been something else. He would never have been ordinary. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's the signal, yeah.
The hooks of direction and it's a fastball.
I met Duane Allman in 1966 at Dauphin Island, Alabama. That's off the coast of Mobile. And he and Greg came out to a gig I was playing, and I thought they were the coolest guys I'd ever seen. There was something about both of them, especially Duane.
I really had a great time with Duane when it was just Duane and I. We used to go in the parks in Boston and try to find these four-leaf clovers. And he would always he'd find 2 or 3 of them, just like that. And we'd go on to something else. We used to go out to the pawn shops. He'd be looking for guitars, and I'd be looking for drums and cymbals and stuff like that.
I think he made me a better player. He made me pay attention to what I was doing, pay attention to what I was playing and where I was going to take something. And when you played with Duane, you could not be ordinary. You just couldn't. You'd be ashamed of yourself if you weren't pulling your weight playing with Duane. You just had to play good to keep up. And he was always in a hurry. He was in a hurry. He had a lot to do. And maybe he knew he didn't have much time to cover all that ground.
The last thing that I think that we had a conversation about was we were on an airplane, in the back of the airplane, and Duane looked at me, and he didn't normally get real pensive and sad feeling, but in a way, that day he was a little tired, and he said, "Tommy, I don't know how much longer I can do this." I've never told anybody that before, really, but he was gone not long after that. So anyway, he did what he wanted to do, and we all know how well he did it. So I'm here to say I'm a fortunate man, and happy birthday, Duane. Thanks for being my friend.